as a monetary alternative to the fiat system. And even now, you have a lot of cryptocurrency enthusiasts who say the same thing. Well, gold has no value because they want to justify something like Bitcoin, which also has no value, and say, well, gold worked as money and it has no value, so Bitcoin could work. Well, it's not true that gold has no value. Gold is the most valuable, the most useful metal on the periodic table. Gold became money because it was such a valuable commodity. But gold has a lot of properties that make it uniquely qualified to be money more so than other commodities. That's why gold was so successful over the centuries as money, because people preferred to use it as money. It wasn't governments that decided gold is going to be money. The people decided that gold was going to be money. And once the people decided that gold was going to be money, if you were a king, you would tax people in gold, because if you wanted to pay your soldiers to protect you, your soldiers wanted gold, right? So it was the money created in the free market, and it beat out all other forms of money, because gold, a gold coin, they're all the same. You can melt gold down and you can make it into coins. It's fungible, it's portable, it's divisible. But the other aspect of gold, that is the key. You can save gold, because if I have an ounce of gold in 100 years and 1,000 years, it's exactly the same. It doesn't lose any of its properties. And in fact, even if I take my gold and I make a ring out of it, or I use it to make a watch, right? You can melt this ring down and you get your gold back, and it's exactly the way it was. And you could do something else with it. There's really no other metal. You can keep using it over and over and over again. I mean, they fill teeth with gold. If you find somebody buried in the ground, you could take their fillings and, the gold's still there. Their treasure ships from the 1400s, 1500s, they sink. If they recover the wreckage, the only thing that's still there is the gold. And it looks exactly the way it looked when the ship sank 500 years ago. So from a point of savings, because money has to satisfy three primary conditions. Two of them are a unit of account and a medium of exchange. But the third one is a store of value. And that's important because it's also makes it possible to do loans, that I can borrow money, you can lend money, and you can be repaid. And you know that the money that you're going to get repaid is going to retain its value. And so that's something that gold does better than other metals. But the value of gold, even if I'm not using my gold today as a metal, let's say I have gold stored in a safe, and you say, well, you're not using it for anything. That's true, but I'm preserving the future use of that gold. Somebody in the future is going to need that gold, and so I'm storing it right now. Because, there are more uses for gold that are discovered all the time, because of its very unique properties. I'm sure in 100 years or 1,000 years,